Hello, this is Neve with the Rainbow Cauldron, and today is your daily general reading for February 13th, 2014, and the moon is waxing and in Leo. The first card I put down will be from the Druid Animal Oracle deck, and it will represent the general theme or feeling throughout the day, something to think about. The four cards surrounding it will be from the Ghosts and Spirits Tarot deck and will be shown for sunrise, noon, sunset, and nighttime. Okay, and I'm also here with my son Seamus. Come here, say hi. Hi, 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 hi. He's 7, and he's here to help me read the cards because he wanted to be. So there we go. He doesn't have school this week. All right, so the first card is the Fire Dragon. Okay, and I mean, there's a lot of energy here. And okay, so the fire dragon represents the keywords for it are transmutation, mastery, energy, passion, and action. And I really get a sense of, really someone who's really voicing opinions, even though they might be not received well. Like strong opinions and putting them into action, and a lot of courage to speak up and act. And that is the energies that we're getting today. All right, so I'm going to put that in the middle, and the cards surrounding it. First card is Judgment. Okay. Next, we have the Ace of Swords. Then Temperance, which is quite, I feel like, the opposite of this fire dragon here. And finally, we have the Seven of Swords. Okay. Let me really turn these a little bit. Kind of crooked. Okay. So we'll start off with Judgment. And Judgment here, this is Judgment of the Dead in ancient Egypt. And I am actually going to read from the little white booklet just to show the story here that it's depicting. And we have Judgment, Judgment of the Dead. In ancient Egypt, the souls of the newly deceased were led to the Hall of Two Truths. There, the heart was weighed against the feather of Mat, representing truth and virtue. If the feather wasn't heavier than the heart, the individual was granted passage to the throne of Osiris and into the field of reeds. If the scale tipped in the feather's favor, the beastly creature Amut devoured the heart. The scale is symbolic of judgment. The centered figure stands in a position of evaluation. It is a time of venturing into the deeper stratosphere of the psyche, where the truth can be seen. This card suggests a portal to higher consciousness and awareness. There are consequences to our actions, so take care to listen to your inner voice and follow your heart when confronting decisions that will have a lasting impact. And I also feel like this is talking a lot about an impartial judgment. So something that's something that you've done or created, or something that other people are going to judge impartially, or that sort of feeling. A impartial judge is a lot of what I'm feeling from this, and of course a consequences to actions. So be aware of what you're doing and the choices you make here with that fiery dragon here. We're starting off in caution, where yes, voice your opinions, be aggressive about it, but think carefully about it. Don't just jump into it, because there may be consequences to that, and consequences that you might be okay with, but just proceed with a level head is kind of what I'm feeling from Judgment here. With the Ace of Swords, this is the story here is poltergeists, which is noisy ghosts. You see this card, Seamus? What do you think this card represents?
Yeah.
Yes, but hold on. I want to hear what your opinion is on this. What do you think? What do you think's going on in this card?
Wind is blowing him away, and he was holding stuff, and it all blew away.
So all sorts of things in his life being scattered and thrown at him? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's very similar. The noisy ghost causes disruption and disturbances by flinging and displacing objects, and it's kind of an unseen force. And I really see that connection with the fire dragon here. It's kind of a warning, or excuse me, the lighting just got messy again. I don't know what's going on. It's like a time of day where the light keeps going in and out, and um, trying to find the lighting of the camera is not quite following the changes of the lighting of the day here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so train of thought. So it's kind of an unseen force coming from yourself. And one of the stories of poltergeists is it was eventually believed that it was really a person's own um, like telekinesis, their energy being put into action, um, and the negative energy accumulating and creating a poltergeist. And that's kind of what we're seeing here is this sort of caution that if you get too fired up about something, it's just going to all be scattered. It's not going to have a focal point. It's going to be all over the place. It's going to come from all directions. Um, and the advice here is to focus on organizing your thoughts so that you can be more productive with them and get more accomplished. Don't just come out screaming, basically, but, you know, organize that passion. And with temperance that we're seeing around sunset, temperance, this is the Swan Maiden, and I am going to read from the booklet for this. Let me get it out. Okay. Temperance, Swan Maiden. Okay. Swan maidens possessed the ability to shapeshift into humans by shedding their feathers. Mortal men seeking their affections would confiscate their feathers and domesticate the captive maidens. But if the feather garments were discovered, she would change back to a swan and rejoin her flock. The Swan Maiden is partially in the water, symbolizing the unconscious and her ties to the primal instincts. Her hands reach for the stone and the moss covered embankment, dividing the stability of the earth and the flow of the water. The Swan Maiden represents the reconciliation of both aspects of her being. Balance and harmony will guide you between conscious deliberation and the deeper waters of the unconscious. This is a time to let go of the ego and submerge into waters of deeper insights and inner reflection. Okay, so as I said earlier when I laid this down, it kind of seems like an opposite to this fiery dragon here. Um, the stone maiden is balanced and cool, calm, collected, and sort of thinking things through. Has a connection with both. She's got her hands on the ground, but she's also in her head. She's got a reach for for what's the word I'm looking for? Um, she's grounded. Grounded was the word I was looking for. She's a little bit grounded, but she's also really connected with the spirit world. And so while here we're talking about uh, keeping your keeping those fiery emotions and opinions organized, here we're seeing a calmness from that. We're seeing it come together, and it's not so disorganized. It's really there's a lot of calmness put to it. It's not as reckless as it was before. It's brought a balance and harmony. And then finally, at the end of the day, we have oh, we have the Seven of Swords. Okay, and this is a Jamaican spirit or a story, and this is a duppy. And in Jamaican folklore, an individual possessed two souls, um, one destined for heaven and one bound to the earth, manifesting as shadows. When a person dies, the good spirit travels to await judgment in heaven, while the earth spirit remains as the duppy. Uh, and it really, the Seven of Swords typically represents deception. And we see that with this story where it's talking about sort of a dual personality. We're kind of seeing this two-faced being. And while we normally see the good spirit energy of it, this card really represents a confrontation with the duppy, um, the shadow side of the person, and it's kind of a feeling of someone who's putting up a front, and then you see their true colors, that sort of feeling. So being kind of smacked in the face with reality, and feeling like you've been duped, which I think is funny because it kind of sounds like the word duppy, which is what this creature is. And maybe that's where the word comes from. This You're kind of duped by the positive nature of the good spirit, when really we've got this duppy hidden behind. So it's something to watch out for. This feeling of being deceived. And all right, so that's what we have today. Um, a lot of warnings here. While the fiery dragon here is encouraging you to speak your mind, encouraging you to stand up for yourself, and to really put your opinions into action. Um, to speak up and act. These three cards are talking a lot about tempering that fiery passion. Like, it's good to have those opinions, but you really need to temper that. And we kind of see that with here too. Maybe this is encouraging you to kind of put up a front. Sometimes we have to sugarcoat the things that we say for other people to listen. um, well, I typically encourage one to be open and honest. There are times when we have to soften the blow, and I feel like that's kind of what this is talking about. A softening the fiery opinions, organizing it, thinking about the consequences that voicing these concerns or really being fired up about them will have, organizing them, really creating a balance and a harmony, and keeping calm, and sort of softening the blow of it. And that's what we got today. So thank you very much for watching. Seamus, do you want to say goodbye?
Bye.
Bye. Blessed be.